Hi, what's up, y'all? It's Cracking It's D, about to react to this vid by Spill Sesh. This is Coachella is Crazy, James Charles, and more major moments. So there's some drama popping off at Coachella, apparently. So yeah, we're gonna get the tea and see what's going on. Let's watch.
Coachella is here, and there's always drama that comes along with this famous festival.
It's hot as hell.
This festival hasn't always just been about the music, and it's been a huge place for drama to...
And yeah, and the music, the lineup is never hidden for me personally.
Start in the YouTube community especially. If you've been around for a while, then you know the history behind some of the famous dramas that have come out of Coachella. And we're about to dive into some of the dramatic times in Coachella history because weekend one is happening right now. While you're watching this, I'll actually be there seeing my favorite artists and also getting the tea because if you guys remember, last year the things I saw were just too good. So come on a trip down memory lane with me today and journey through some Coachella crazies you may have forgotten or never even known about. Now, we all should remember by now what James Charles' Coachella experience has been like over the last few years, especially back in 2019 when he promoted Sugar Bear Hair.
Oh.
So long, but most importantly, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety recently, and it always comes late at night when I'm laying in bed thinking, which is not fun or fresh. So I've been taking these 30 minutes before bed, and they've been really helping. So if you guys want to check them out, you can swipe up.
He said that he did this because they were going to give him artist passes to the festival, which would be safer for him as an influencer to get around. He said this as a reasoning because people were accusing him of promoting the competitor brand to his, at the time, best friend, Miss Tati Westbrook. She had her vitamin company, Halo Beauty, and everybody knew this was a competitor for her. So for him to promote Sugar Bear Hair really hurt her.
I've been someone who's been super supportive to my friends, and it's been really crap to feel like, not that you should do things to get support, but like, you know, that's just support one another. That's how it should be. And
it's not like he said don't buy your shit. Girl, he don't owe you nothing. I don't agree with this. I know this is old as hell, but girl, shut the hell up. I never liked her.
When you do,
but let's move on from this. Girl, nobody cares.
To posting the famous Bye Sister video. James seemed to have learned his lesson about trying to get a brand to help him get extra security, that's for sure, because last year he was seen around the festival with his own private security that he hired himself. I'll also say that another drama that kind of sparked last year that James was kind of involved in had to do with how
I'm sorry, just because I know everybody was against him at that time and they all felt that he was in the wrong, but I'm like, he didn't do that to spite her. He did that to benefit himself. Which, you know, you might call selfish, but what the fuck? Everybody is selfish. Let's be clear. You're going to do things that benefit you, that help you. And he did that in that moment so that he could, you know, get whatever privilege they was going to give him. It had nothing to do with Tati. So for her to take that person, like, but they're my competitor. Why are you promoting them? He didn't say don't buy your shit. He didn't do that to spite you. None of that. He did that to try to help himself. So it's like, what? He don't, just because you have a brand, he doesn't have to, you know, A, advertise it, or B, completely like shun anything that is competing against you and never talk about it or never use it. Like, I just don't agree with that. Whatever, that's all. So let's move on.
Versus how celebrities were arriving. Celebrities were showing up in way more casual outfits, while influencers were going all out, having hired stylists to curate these very custom and out there outfits for the festival. Lauren Geraldo even touched on the fact that influencers and celebrities were dressing different.
So noticing that this is how influencers dress for Coachella, lots of time and effort put into these looks. Like my outfit today took hours to put together, lots of care and attention to detail to make sure it's perfect. And this is how the A-listers show up. Look at Kylie and Haley. Very easy, effortless, leather and jeans. Here's what Kendall wore. Like, is this the tea? I think that's the tea.
I found it funny that she mentioned Emma because Emma later ended up getting called out on Instagram for someone thinking that she was dressing too casual one of the festival days. She posted this photo of herself on Instagram and someone literally said, "This is what you wear to Coachella?" And she said, "Yes." And James actually wanted to add to the conversation because a lot of people were making fun of the stuff that James was wearing. Either they thought it was way too inappropriate or he was just going way too all out with his outfits. And he added to the conversation that Lauren was having and commented on her video saying, "There's nothing wrong with the casual wear, but our jobs are content. If we showed up casual, all of our content would get no engagement." I personally love planning the looks and photos. It's genuinely fun. It's lame that people are trying to make fun of people for for having fun with
Yeah,
looks.
do you?
Which is
I'm
true.
good.
I mean, like I said, people were coming
be
for
casual,
Emma for
cool.
being casual when other celebs like Kendall and Kylie were practically in the same outfits as her.
If you
Getting
wanna do too
compliments,
much,
saying that
cool.
they're giving cool girl chill attire. But people found Emma's outfit lazy. James went on to further defend the influencer outfits and how it really is all about expression and having fun for people at Coachella.
Coachella this year has been a very controversial topic that I'm seeing a lot of different TikToks about. The differences between what influencers wore versus what celebrities wore. Celebrities dressed casual making influencers look stupid. It's all very, very interesting to see people's opinions on this. A lot of celebrities dress casual because they don't want to be spotted. They want to get into the festival, watch the set of a few of their friends. They don't want to post any content and they want to get out and enjoy their day. And that's fine. Whereas a lot of influencers do want to get spotted, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Our entire lives and jobs revolve around creating content and getting engagement on that content. I would love to go to a music festival in a casual outfit, but if I posted that on Instagram, it would get 0 engagement and all the comments would be like, well, what are you doing, girl? Also, for me personally, I think that getting dressed up for a music festival is cool and it's part of the experience. I genuinely love planning the looks and the accessories and the makeup looks and the photos. Like, it's fun. I don't think it looks stupid to wear a crazy outfit that you want to photograph and feel confident in. And I also don't think it looks stupid to wear a casual outfit. I do think it looks stupid to make fun of people for having fun and expressing themselves.
I also
When
feel like
your bitch ass ain't even there, you hating outside the club. Exactly. I agree with James Charlie for once.
last year was the first year Coachella happened since 2019, and there just really wasn't any big festival trends going on, as there hadn't been a festival in a long while. So I feel like that's the reason why there was just such a difference between what celebrities and influencers were wearing. But I guess we'll just have to see what happens this year. I personally think that it's fun to get dressed up for this festival. It feels like it's more than just the music here. It's a whole event. Like, there's fashion, art, good food. So getting dressed up makes it just that much more exciting, but we'll see. In other drama that's happened during Coachella, last year, a lot of influencers were complaining about the miserable experience they had trying to attend Revolve Festival. Now, during Coachella weekend, there's a lot of side parties that happen that different companies and brands throw. Like, some people will go to the Coachella Valley area just to go to these events and not even get a ticket to the festival, because honestly, trying to do both is really hard. So you kind of have to choose if you're going to go for the parties or go to the actual festival. But Revolve Festival is something that has happened a few years now alongside Coachella, and although it looks picture perfect and they've really stepped up the budget for it, they've spent tons of money on it over the years, it's been kind of chaotic for some people, and last year a lot of people were really upset by what was going on. So Revolve is an online clothing store, and they sell some big price tag clothing items, and they work with a lot of influencers throughout the year that help bring sales to their site. And during Coachella, they'll invite influencers to come to their Revolve Festival. It's an invitation-only party, and they'll have influencers help them promote even more of their products there. Influencers are treated with this cute place to take photos, see performances, eat, and drink. But last year, they got compared to Fire Festival with how unorganized things were.
Revolve Festival, absolute chaos. So the Revolve Festival is an invite-only party that's going on the same weekend as Coachella. And the only way you can get to Revolve Festival is if you take their specific shuttles to their grounds. I didn't even get into the festival, guys. I waited in line for 2 hours.
In the desert.
We're fans of Revolve because the transportation and with Fire Festivals and the logistics of getting to the festival were dangerous.
There was pushing, shoving, shouting, yanking people in front of the buses, people standing in between the buses, like, while they were moving, just to get on these buses and get to the Revolve Festival. Big yikes. Sorry, Revolve, but I really hope you take into consideration everyone's safety and security next year. The one great thing I got out of waiting for 2 hours in line was the fact that I got to meet Kate, our TikTok queen. I hope you got on a bus, Kate.
But this has actually been an issue with them in the past as well, because I mentioned last year when I was talking about this whole drama that Shelby Church had made a vlog, and she had talked about her experience years ago.
When I'm hearing too many names I don't recognize, that means this is not for me.
So it feels like Revolve Festival has just always been kind of
Alright, well, let's move on. Is there some more drama?
Because
who are these people? What is this even?
Great experience.
Okay, why is Kanye here? What's going on?
Headliner, and then less than 2 weeks before.
Wait, okay.
Better. So hopefully this year their festival is a lot more put together, but we'll just have to see. In terms of the artists, last year was a bit chaotic, as Kanye West was supposed to be a headliner, and then less than 2 weeks before the festival, he ended up dropping out. Honestly, when he was announced as a headliner, I just had a feeling that he might not even show, because he had been pretty unpredictable in commitments before, so I wasn't sure about it, and what do you know, he ended up not doing it. He was also set to headline the festival in 2019, and he pulled out as well from that. But last year, before he dropped out again, fans felt like he was kind of hinting towards dropping a little bit, because he posted on Instagram after he felt like Billie Eilish, who was also a headliner last year, had shaded Travis Scott after Astroworld. She was at a show and a fan was having trouble breathing, and she waited for them to get some help before continuing her show. And as she was waiting for them to get the help they needed, she was talking to the crowd, and she said, "I wait for people to be okay before I keep going." And Kanye heard about the situation and ended up ranting on Instagram about it, saying, "Come on, Billie, we love you. Please apologize to Trav and to the families of the people who lost their lives. No one intended this to happen. Trav didn't have
She
any
didn't have
idea
to say
of what
that,
was
though.
happening when he was on stage and was very hurt by what happened. And yes, Trav will be with me at Coachella, but now I need Billy to apologize before I perform.
Oh,
Billy ended
she
up saying,
did
literally never said a thing about Travis, was just helping a
But
fan.
you know she
So
was
it's not clear if
implying,
that's
girl,
why he
don't
ended
play
up
stupid.
dropping out, but it certainly did seem to bother him. And a lot of people just felt like he didn't really vibe with Coachella as well, because back in 2019, when he dropped out as a headliner, he did end up showing up to the weekend 2 of the festival, putting on his Sunday service, which required the festival to construct him a giant hill on the festival grounds for him to perform on. It was just kind of crazy because he didn't want to be a headliner in 2019 because I guess they couldn't give him like the stage that he really wanted. But in the end, he ended up going to weekend 2 and they like constructed this big hill for him. I don't know. I feel like the festival will probably not want to work with him ever again because he's been really inconsistent, and it does seem like he wants them to like bend over backwards for him to be there. Sunday Service definitely was a whole spectacle, and a lot of people tuned into that live stream that he did, just looking at that little circle, because the whole live stream, it was just this. But I feel like that's just the last time he's going to perform anything at Coachella for at least a long while, with the way he just really hasn't been consistent with them. But last year, The Weeknd ended up filling in for him super last minute, and something I will say about the music at the festival is that a lot of people hate on Coachella for people not going for the music, and I think that it is true that not everyone is going for the music. I think a lot of people look at the headliners and the rest of the lineup and they're like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna go to Coachella no matter what. I think some people 100% are going for the music and to get the best bang for their buck, like they're paying all that money and they're hoping to see all of their faves in one place for that one price, because honestly with the way that concert tickets are now, which is, it's ridiculous that honestly going to Coachella and being able to see even just 5 of your favorite artists, you're getting your money's worth, because
I agree,
probably you
but
would be
not
spending
Coachella.
like way more, double a Coachella ticket to see them all at like their own individual shows. Obviously the experience is different. I will say that if you're going to see your favorite, the crowd is probably not going to react the same way that they would if you saw them at their own show, but it is still just such an amazing place to see your favorites, discover new artists, and there's just so much more beyond that as well, especially if you go with your friends or you camp. The whole thing can be truly an experience, and it really is what you make out of it. That's why there's just so many people who have different experiences going to Coachella.
I agree with that. I'm just saying not Coachella just because of my own personal preference. I would rather go to like Rolling Loud or something like that, where I recognize a lot more of the artists, just because I listen to rap. So, you know, I definitely agree that, you know, you're paying a certain amount, but you're getting exposed to so many artists that you would have probably never seen in concert. Because when I went to Rolling Loud a couple years ago, I saw Trippie Redd. I would have never went to a Trippie Redd concert, but now I might, because he put on a really good show. He's really entertaining. That's how I got exposed to Playboi Carti. Now listen, I used to talk so much shit about Playboi Carti and be like, what the fuck, this music is terrible, oh my god, this is trash now. But after, you know, seeing him perform, I was like, this is kind of lit. So, you know, I definitely agree that festivals can be beneficial in that sense, but Coachella specifically, aside from me not knowing, you know, most of these fucking artists, people do go just to, you know, for the looks and the, I feel like it's too much of that, which would irritate me, because I'm going just for the music. I'm going for the experience. When I went to Rolling Loud, I was super casual. Pretty sure I had on like a hoodie. Probably like this. I was super duper casual. Like I was there literally for the show. And most people were. There were not many people there like posing on the side and with crazy outfits. I mean, some people did, but for the most part, people were like super chill. So anyway, I wouldn't want to go to Coachella just because I feel like there's a lot going on. But and it's in the fucking desert. Ew. Palm Springs, ew. Or it's near the Palm Springs area. It's so fucking hot out there, and y'all just outside. Like, it could be me. I wouldn't want to do that personally. Rolling Loud I went to in New York, and that's the only place I want to go. I would never want to go to Miami Rolling Loud because it's also really hot there. Anyway, yeah, sure. This is the Coachella drama, I guess. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you've been watching. I'll see you on the next one.